Hello. Okay, so talking about once again Firesong Quest, the Firesong Quest project, and getting that over into Wikipedia. There's a lot of things going on where there's some things that are frustrating, but some things it's pretty cool and pretty fun. Gonna look in here real quick. Gonna just go in here and check out the stuff about Firesong. As we're gearing towards getting the things in the mapping system over near Gonfalon and Amanos, we're looking to get Galen and Yeflin in the mapping system. And so it's a quite the project of getting the stuff in. There is a new thing going on with the Steam Deck beta program that's going on. That's the most current thing that's going on over inside of the system. So just to let you know, it's there's some work being done. As you can see here, Deck beta. Um, I guess Deck beta game list, if you want to call it. Well, we've got Scribes of Fate and Firesong that are being worked on. As you can see, Firesong has a link just as much as Redguard or Horns of the Reach, Tamriel Unlimited. This is kind of the intermeaning. Wasn't for sure what to write before, where it says Cyrodiil / Tamriel. That's the link inside the, like, for you becoming ESO member. If you want to become a full fledged ESO member, it's pretty fun stuff. Lots of things that are needed for us to get over to the full game linked up, which is called Necrom. So I'm gonna go over here again, clicking on the link here, just like yesterday, over here in Wikipedia. There was a lot of stuff that went on. I had some problems with the system, and so I kind of want to show here of what's going on with the web, of kind of how I see these things and what other people they'll see as well. As you can see here, I'm over here in the Wikipedia site, and I'm going to show you that there is no account that is logged into Wikipedia. So that that is something that is being looked at. What I'm going to show you guys that are able to watch the screen, I am going to get in here on the cell phone that I use, and it's one of the cell phones, but it's about the connections here for ESO. Um, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take the Wikipedia page off of the screen, and you're going to be able to see me of what I'm doing, what I'm talking about. What you just saw with Wikipedia, there is not an actual account that is logged in. Not that it can't be logged in, but I'm just going to use multiple devices as an example how you can't be logged into to multiple devices. I was doing that with a couple of sites here. I'm going to go off the screen, the Wikipedia screen. I'm going to show you guys here. Okay, right over here, as you can kind of see. Right over here, this is Twitter. I'm not sure if it shows it on the screen, but this is one of a pages here for ESO. And Twitter is logged in. And so I'm showing that the that Twitter is logged in, and what we need one account. If you're comprehending me for here for in ESO, is we need to be connected to just one account when we're on um, one account on one device. You can't be connected to the same account in another device. It's possible. It's possible, but it makes a headache beyond belief for some people. And so what I had done over in Tumblr, there wasn't an actual web connection before, but now there's a web connection. And so what I'm doing, what I did before, as you can see here, this might not make sense. Right over here on this just this plain old cell phone that has the ability to go onto the web. But what I'm explaining is individually in Twitter, for example. I'm just going to use Twitter for example. You cannot be logged in to you cannot be logged into the same Twitter account in multiple devices in a large scale networking process of what I'm talking about. Over in Tumblr, the issue was that I was logged in over on Tumblr on this device, but also I was logging into the device that you see on the screen here. It might not make sense because I'm just talking, but like the what I'm talking about with the device that I'm talking on, that's being used to to broadcast or stream, whatever you want to call it. Tumblr was logged in on the same account but multiple devices. Now there's purposes for having the same account logged in on multiple devices, um, such as Twitter. Using Twitter for example, Twitter has a basic one computer that everyone runs through of what I'm talking about. In every site, there's one computer device that actually everyone like runs through. Like over in Elder Scrolls, there's two servers that are known as the NA server and the EU server. The NA server is the North American server. I'm going to get back here on the Wikipedia site page of what I'm talking about with the connections, the North American server and the European server. Over in Australia, there's not really a known server, just as maybe a third world country. Um, um, I don't even know which third world country. I'm like Australia is not really a third world country, but they don't have a connection either with the NA server or the EU server because they're not on the continent of North America and they're not in Europe. So what actual server are they using? Well, they're using a server. They've got to have a tower. They obviously have to have some sort of web connection. And so whatever company is using, such as Xfinity, um, that there's a bunch of to make it plain. They have to have a web connection, and for some odd reason, over in the inner system, over in ESO, We need to have those things understood. We need to comprehend. We need to have the knowledge that they are connected, but how are they connected? You see what I'm saying? If they are going over on and streaming an Elder Scrolls game on a device such as an Xbox or PlayStation, how are they literally connected to Elder Scrolls? Because they're not. What I'm talking about with ESO with the NA server and the EU server. If you're over in Norway or Germany or wherever over in Europe, you're gonna be on the EU server just as much as if you're in Canada or in the United States or Mexico or Puerto Rico, Cuba, whatever country you're in, you're on the NA server for ESO. And so the mass confusion is that places like, I'm just using Australia as an example because Australia is a large mass of land that doesn't understand what server they're actually using. That's an actual concern because if they say they're on the NA server, they're not actually on the NA server, but how are they going to be able to connect? Because they're obviously, there are some Australians that are streaming Elder Scrolls games, but they're not having the proper connection. We're not actually, that's where we get those things called lag, or we get connection disconnections. We have all sorts of issues because I'm just going to use I'm living over in North America, so I'm basically on the NA server. You understand what I'm saying? The if I was living over in Europe, well, I would be on the EU server for ESO. If I was over in Australia, well, what server? It's the unknown server. So like in the system, we can't write in it's the unknown server. The UN server? It's just the UN server? Yeah. Oh, that sounds great. But that doesn't actually work. So what I'm getting more into, leaving that thought. There's a whole issue in that of a country which doesn't have a literal known server of what's used. We have to know that stuff because misinformation is received and sent. Like we don't get an actual proper connection by, as much as I want to communicate to people over in Australia or over in another place that's not known as, like, that has the EU server or the NA server. As much as I want to talk to them, I can't properly talk to them because I can't get a connection. Just like those of us over here in North America, we can't get a connection with people over in Australia. We can watch some people like play the game, but literally they're not supposed to be streaming ESO. That's kind of the flatline point, that, like, if they're not known, as in, like, has a known server, if they're not known, well, it's basically considered like as non-valid. And that's a problem because the people over in Australia are not, they're not non-valid. Yeah, if there's some of you guys over in Australia that actually see this, the the problem is that the the server, you guys' server over there in Australia, is not known, and it's giving misinformation over here on this end, which is a total headache. Where we can't actually send out proper information because we don't know the information that's being sent to us. And so I'm going over back talking about Wikipedia. This is some really good stuff. This goes back to what I was talking about with the you can't have the same account on multiple devices. Of course, you can have the same account on multiple devices, but only temporarily. I took I logged off of the cell phone in Tumblr, and I think that was the issue where like I went over on the other on another device, logged in just fine over on Tumblr, and so that fixed the issue right there. What I had to do is I had to have the three major communication sites throughout the world of Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. It was all on a little cell phone, and there wasn't, if we had to like build off of a stupid little cell phone, stupid little cell phones aren't stupid. They're actually fun to work with, but they can't do everything. They can't do everything that we want to be communicated. Um, Cell phones weren't really meant to go on the web. So what I'm talking about with like PlayStation and Xbox, PlayStations and Xboxes were never really meant to go on the web, even though they're able to right now. There's just there has to be a discernment process of how we actually process the information, how we send the information, and how we receive the information. When we receive good information, we know our job has been completed. Right now, here we're talking about Firesong Quest project. Here in Wikipedia in the Elder Scrolls, I was having some issues with this with Wikipedia. I'm just going to it right now on the release timeline. This is like the foundational key things of Wikipedia, that of showing the games in the chronological order of the years that ESO games like have been brought to us. If we didn't have this information, we wouldn't be able to understand. It goes further than that. The release timeline here is very important. Right now, I'm just looking into the timeline, as it's the same. It's the same as what it was, but there was a problem. There's a problem within Wikipedia that has to be resolved. It's an actual problem. So what we need is the Elder Scrolls Online Firesong to be in the timeline of 2022. So that's what we need to work on. I'm not sure if like just by me typing in the information that says the Elder Scrolls Online Firesong, I think it would just go into red again, and it would go into where it shows that there's nothing in the page. There most likely has to be some sort of like in the underground of Wikipedia, as there's many different little holes or little avenues, that like little paths like little pathogens to where we can run through to where we can bring those connections in. Wikipedia is very important throughout the world, to where we have to have a web connection. And when we get disruptions in the connections, which happened to me yesterday, it's kind of intrudes upon what we're trying to do. Um, I don't know what exactly had happened. It might have been multiple people trying to transmit a reference, the citation needed for Firesong. That was the problem. I don't know if it was a person trying to be funny, or they were thinking they were being funny, but they were actually putting in the reference as a picture, as a picture, and it had nothing to do with the specific Fire Song. I don't even know if it had to do with Elder Scrolls. You know, like how mean people can get. That's what that actually was. It was very, very, very strange. So what I'm talking about here is we need a citation needed. I'm just gonna show you guys above here, where it says Daggerfall here, kind of in the middle, where the seventh reference, the or what's called the seventh citation. We need in Firesong currently. We need a citation. We need the we need the citation to go through, to run through, to where we can see the information. So I'm gonna show what where I'm at on getting the citation in. It might not be specifically me that inputs the citation, but it might be. What I'm talking about is we need to learn how the references, how they work. And Wikipedia is open arms on for people trying to learn on how to write about a topic. And so what I want you guys to do is I'm going to leave the citation work just alone for right now. I'm gonna leave that alone, and I want either one person, or I want a group to go in and actually provide the reference for the citation that's needed. Um, there's plenty of references throughout the web that can be used for a reference within Firesong, and so I'm gonna show where I'm talking about. So we're here right now near the release timelines of the game series of Elder Scrolls, and so we need to get Firesong in. Um, see here, Elder Scrolls. When you go into your wiki account, or Wikipedia account, if you want to call it, um, Elder Scrolls, you want to type in Elder Scrolls Online. When you type in wikipedia.org on your regular browser, if you're on Google, or if you're on AOL, whichever site you use to get into Wikipedia, this is what you want to do: is you want to type in Elder Scrolls Online, and that will bring you to the place where the citation is needed. You'll see the Elder Scrolls Online. You'll see where it says the Elder Scrolls Online, abbreviated ESO. Um, do, 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 do. All right, so this is the new stuff. Looks like this is some new stuff. Going to go back to this in a little bit. Right now, I'm going to go down to where the citation is needed, and it looks like there is a lot of information that's being written in here. right now, so that's a good thing. Going down to where you see Tamriel Unlimited, you see this little the number. It's number 33, number 34, over there for the references, or over in the gold edition has like the 35th reference, and the 36th reference. These we need solidified to where over in the Firesong chapter for the citation, the reference. Some people don't like using the word citation because they think it's like a derogatory term. Not really. Um, so going down to Firesong, Dark Brotherhood, Clockwork City. That's that looks like a pretty sweet chapter within Elder Scrolls. I've seen some of the stuff in there, and the like making the clocks. That's a fun thing. That's a fun thing to do. I haven't gotten into Clockwork City just yet. Um, Probably won't for a long time. Um, but that's in the future. So we have looking at Firesong. We have the information where it says Firesong was released on November 1st, 2022. The setting of the game is in Galen and moves forward into new areas through the Sisters. So we need a citation. I've been barking about this for a very long time. We need a citation. We need a reference. Just as much. Look, sought the sill. Who sought the sill? You get in further, and then you start talking that like, you are in big trouble. So we need a citation. Citation needed. If you can see this, says citation needed. When I went in over there last night, or yesterday or earlier today, whatever it was, kind of woke up on the wrong side of the morning. We need the reference, and I was referencing fandom, and when I was doing when I was inputting the information there in the system, what was kind of explained was that like a paste has to go over a paste. That sounds kind of weird. Where like how does that work? And like it was very weird because the information came in. Okay, I'm just gonna explain it like this. Okay, I put in all of the proper reference through from fandom inside of here. Okay, but what came in was, I'm just going to use Clockwork City writing as an example. When I saw when I was ready to post, for example, Clockwork City, it said announced along with the horns of the reach, blah 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 blah. But there was a picture that the like here in Wikipedia, when some of the information, how the programming, what whoever the person was, or I don't know who it was. I don't know if they were being funny, but it wasn't funny because what they were doing is they were putting the information in where there was a picture right next to here where it says Firesong or Clockwork City. There would have been a picture in there, and thankfully there were people that were watching. There are people that are that quick. What they had done is they set the citation needed back into Wikipedia. See, the people that are watching, like the people that have like that are employees or that have the authority to actually perform getting the information back like it's supposed to be. That's a good thing because there was a whole mess. It was an actual mess, like inside, because I was putting the citation in, but someone was thinking they were cute and putting in a picture thing within here of Wikipedia. And so the third party came in and they just put the citation needed back in to where we see that right now. That's how much of a headache, like when there's multiple users that go into the system, and specifically in Wikipedia, it's an actual nightmare. um, when you're inputting the programming information into the thing, we need to have an order of some sorts to where we get the proper citation in for Firesong. So I'm going to leave that on here for right now, and I will be right back. I can just come back here and looking over into Wikipedia. I'm not logged in right now, and what I was talking about earlier with Twitter about having the same account where you can't have you're not supposed to have the same account in multiple devices. This is like a device in a device, or what I was talking about, where the picture is coming in. It's like an account like within an account, and it's not. That's not how computers can run. That's not just kind of like an Xbox or PlayStation. An Xbox is not supposed to be on meant for the to be on the web, but is. So what I'm gonna do here is look a little bit further. I'm gonna log in here, and this is good for good practice and for seeing that there's an actual live connection. I'm going to go further in. As you can see, all of these references, they've been cited. The citation is needed for Firesong, and so it's good to see that people are live in the system. What I'm going to explain here, how people are working inside of Wikipedia. Going further up into the near the top of the where Wikipedia is, and the like more of the information. This is a lot of stuff to take in. So over in the setting part of Wikipedia, in I think this is the Elder Scrolls Online in Wikipedia. Says this section needs to be updated. It's basically in Wikipedia. This is another word for there needs to be a citation inserted in the spot of this of where where it shows setting. Um, so this is some new information. This section needs to be updated. The reason given, the Elder Scrolls Online no longer starts in Cold Harbor, but rather the Isle of Belfira. This section needs to be rewritten. Learn more. That's a good thing for those of you that are looking to expand Wikipedia. Some good stuff. And what I'm going to explain, you wanna start writing. If you're just getting into Wikipedia, you're not gonna make you're not going to make a whole lot of money if you're looking to make money. That's not what I'm looking at Wikipedia for. What I'm looking for is to expand Elder Scrolls. um, and so right here, this little like explanation point, or it's kind of a like a little alert indicator that the some work is needed to be written. This has nothing to do with donations, like asking for a donation. What this is an obligation of everyone to actually go in and write something to update the information within Wikipedia. It's an obligation of all of us to actually write something. And this is some really good information. Going further up, over in the gameplay section here in Wikipedia, it says this section needs to be updated. The reason given is major lack of detail regarding ESO's gameplay loop over in June 2023. This is some good stuff. I don't know who went in, but they're pretty knowledgeable about how the system works, and so this is a really good thing to have. What they're looking for is for other people to write in about what's going on. Going further in, let's see here. So, as you can see, this is kind of at the top of Wikipedia, where don't really want to go into like what the login in, but I've had some login issues before. So let's see if there's some login issues with the system. As you can see, you're gonna be able to see my username and all of that. Let's see here, because this is kind of inside of Wikipedia, and if you're logged in on your tab where you're on your regular device, that's a good thing too. But you cannot be logged into your account while you're on an app, because this is basically like an external browser that's being used, and so the computer systems would not run properly. Like if I were logged into Wikipedia over on the internal side. This is the external side. When we're talking about like offline and online um, typing or producing, it's not the computer systems won't compute the information. Their information will not be received. Do you see what I'm saying? Like on this individual device that I'm working on, the Wikipedia, it's like how would a person be able to communicate to me like they're not inside of the device. They're not like as some people they want to be inside of the device as much as they but I don't know what that is, but so it says right here, I don't know all this. It says log in. Wikipedia is made by people like you. Log in to contribute. That's a fun thing about Wikipedia. So it says right here, keep me logged in for up to 1 year. So I'm gonna click off that because I don't know if I will be logged in specifically to the app here. Does the information is the information saved? Like if the information was saved, yeah, like just keep it in like permanently. But I don't know that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna keep logged in because the the system might be logged off by members in Wikipedia that are employees. The that's kind of how the system when ESO is being worked on in the servers, people's accounts are logged off. And so what I'm talking about in here in that aspect is I'm just going to like be in here and then I'm going to log off. So I'm going to enter the wow that okay, barely saw what's going on. So I'm going to write in the username that I use and the password. There we go. Okay. So now you know me. Okay, so I'm going to log in. I'm going to click on where it never save, because if this, I've seen some problems to where it's like you save it, that's good thing in some form, but it's already been saved on the system, and it when you click it, it like it automatically the automatic just something about that doesn't always work. So I'm going. It looks like the system's logged in to here. So this is a really good thing. So it's showing that the external tool is actually working. So I'm just going to look in here really quick. Yep, and it's logged in. So we're logged in. I always like to use the term we, like, because I like to be connected, and I want to be connected to the people in ESO, and bring in new people to the Elder Scrolls universe, whatever you want to call it. That's what I call it, Elder Scrolls universe. Um, so we've got here the Elder Scrolls Online. Um, there's lots of writing that can be done, and I think it's important when, like, looking at here just off of a cover. You can't really judge a book by its cover, just as you don't know like how many people are actually in a system. If you kind of understand what I'm saying, um, the problem I kind of see here is that no one is better than anybody else. And right in here, when we see this, some people have left the company and some people are in the company. So what does a blue link on a person mean in relations to another person that just has their name in there, but they don't have the blue link or the red link or the orange or whatever color in the book there is. Um, how do we know that the information is being that a person is actually in the company still? The information of who did what, that is important, even though if the for instance, Nick Conkle. I'm just going to use Nick as an example. If Nick is no longer working in a company of ESO, well, his name is still in here, and he did some work for the company. But what I'm kind of seeing, that this might be how it really is. I don't know this for a fact, but this is just kind of what I see. It's like the director Matt Fur looks like he still works for ESO, but I don't know that for a fact. And so if he doesn't, look at what the company's actually using. They're using Matt as an example to where we can get in to by what's called linking. Like the link actually works for going through the director or the one of the writers. Um, I'm just looking in here, and this writer here, Wynn McLaughlin and Lawrence Schick. I'm not sure if Lawrence is an actual person, honestly. Seriously, it might be a fictitious name, kind of like in writing. Some people, they go by a pen name, and this might be a pen name of Lawrence Schick. But I don't know that Lawrence might be real. You never know. So I'm just going to go in here again, and this is some really good stuff. So as you can see, I don't want to go into the new information that has just been written, because I've never done that before. We can look in here, but this is the important thing that I'm going to show I'm going to show you guys, of where you don't want to actually, you don't want to write, like, you don't want to rewrite in this stuff here. The editor is loading and has been loaded. Okay, so as you can see, you do not want to rewrite, because this is information has already been written for the purpose of bettering the system. This is like a preamble, or like a template for getting like better information into Wikipedia. You don't want, when you go into something, you don't want to write another name for something that's already been written, such as like what is it, Lawrence Schick, like Prince Lawrence Schick, or it's like Prince Molag Bal. That's like a fictitious character within Elder Scrolls, but it's not a real person. It's an animation. Let's see here. So getting out of the, because you don't want to really write. Okay. How to, okay, so you can kind of see, as you can see, I can go in here into the these right here, but we need to get down. There we go. Okay, so this is really good. So see, you don't want to actually erase the information from what's been actually written, because that goes throughout the entire web. That's the important part, that we have this information that we can grow from. So going in here, I don't know if just by clicking on the X button where the editing button is, if that will, um, if that's the best route to do. Okay, so on this form, right in this on the external tool, I've never seen this, so this is um I'm gonna click on the X button, because I don't think that this, I don't want to screw this up. This is good to see, though. There we go. Okay, so this is like this is the coding process for within Wikipedia, where you can like either like the source editing. This gets really confusing. So if you're looking at like if you want to see what it looks like, the visual editing, that'll show you what it looks like. If you're really looking to write in Wikipedia, the visual editing will show you the pictures, as you saw, like the Elder Scrolls online cover, before we saw the director, the writers, the producers, the all the good information that's in here in Wikipedia. So this is a really good thing. Why the next button, or what was this called? Because it's not able, this what this means is this light colored, where the right symbol of a white, what might be considered the next button. Because if I were to write in here, just type in whatever, like whatever writing was written, this would come on to where it looks like this would be the updating mechanism within Wikipedia. So I'm going to click on the button to get out of that, and it's all looks all kosher. Going down to this is what I do, where because you're not going to be able to understand all of the code. Like what this involves is copying and pasting, and some people, what you're gonna want to learn, if you're truly looking to go and write in programming for Wikipedia, you're gonna have to learn the code in which the Wikipedia abides in. I don't know it all, but I do know some things, and so Where was that? Oh, here we go. This is the important thing of seeing the new information. This is like kind of some of the current like work that's being done in Wikipedia. Or, so just as much as Wikipedia, fandom is the same way. There's things that show that like a person has seen that needs work, and they'll write in there like saying that the stuff needs to be updated. um, Further down to where Firesong is. High Isle, Necrom. Um, there we go. So I'm going to keep it on here for right now, and I'm going to take a quick break because this is a lot to take in. And so I'm going to take a break, and I'll be back here in a little bit. Okay, back over here in Wikipedia. I'm going to kind of leave it here on this point, kind of on in Wikipedia. As much as I want to go in and put the citation in, I'm not going to right now because I don't know how that's going to affect the actual system. As you can see, the citation is needed, and it's over here. Some of the citations where it shows here 51, and then down here in Marquardt, it shows the reference of 52, and then over down to Merkmeyer as the 53rd reference, and so on and so forth, going down. I don't know how that will affect the system, and so this is going to go along the same lines of what we're going to have to do in the order of getting scribes of fate in. And so this is some really good template to go off of, whether the information is going to be inputted by me or someone else. It doesn't matter to me, as long as the information gets as long as the reference actually gets in. So show down here where on Scribes of Fate, as you can see, the citation is needed. So when we're working on two of the DLCs or chapters within the game of Necrom, this is literally for the game of Necrom in Elder Scrolls. And looking in here in Wikipedia, this is kind of a this will bend your mind beyond belief. So I'm just going to show you guys of why I'm being very cautious and very slow in inputting information, because of the reference numbers. As you can see, I've seen the system, and I think it's in here to where the reference numbers, they don't go all in order. And with one of the other persons that's kind of like overseeing, and there's multiple people that are overseeing, but just like the old saying, there can't be more chiefs than Indians. There has to be, basically, this is how it works in every avenue, where there has to be one chief and Indians. That's just the way it is. Um, what I'm seeing here is the numbering has been off. I'm going to show what I'm talking about, going over, and when it's linked over into elderscrollsonline.com, the some of the things have been erased. They get rewritten, and then like when a person who has been studying, like for instance, like the 43rd reference, for example. I don't know where that goes, but what I'm saying is that over some of the YouTube videos that have been promoted, some of the people are not in the company anymore, and it's not certain if somebody was mad and they tried going back into Wikipedia just to play a game, which isn't right. But the what I'm explaining here is in the references. Sometimes you see right here, like here in Somerset, the 39th reference is referenced at least 3 times. Over in here, and this looks like this has been getting worked on, just from what was done earlier, from the updates are needed within the system here. It's kind of like out of order, is what I'm saying. Like where we see, like for instance, in some places that I've seen before, I don't know if it's been reworked, but what I'm saying is, like over here, for example, the 35th and 36th reference, for example, the 71st reference is here, for example, and the 36th reference. See what I'm saying? The 71st is the 71st, and it's supposed to be the 70th reference. Rather, the 71st reference, for example, there's a the 22nd reference is in some places. And so I don't know if that, I'm just going to look at here again for proofreading purposes, to where we see so we got the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Just going to go down the line to just kind of recheck to see that the system's looking good. This is what's needed to proofread, to see that the references are in order. When you start understanding what I'm doing, you'll understand how difficult these things, when these things do get changed, the entire system gets redone, and then it's like, what is that right? Does that look okay? It looks okay that going in, we're all good to go, but it takes some proofreading. So I'm just looking in here, like on the 8th to the 9th. Now where's the 10th? And then it goes back right here, as you see the second reference is right by in the setting. So it looks like just right here what the person, I'm not sure who the person was who's been writing, but this is kind of how it goes. So that we're looking for the 10th. So the second has come in, and here's the 10th, after where it's been written about the crown store in ESO. So we got the 10th, then the second is in there again. So this is this is really confusing. So we got the second reference in a lot of referencing a lot of things. So that's what I'm talking about, where you might see like some multiple references, like in between, like for instance the 10th and the 11th reference. The second reference is being referenced to the writing, and for example, this opening continues another Elder Scrolls tradition of beginning the game with the player as a prisoner. That's the second that has relations of what we need, of what's called a reference or a citation. This the number 2 reference is the citation, and so we need a citation in the Firesong chapter currently, along with other things, such as what this person has deemed as necessary to what we need is we need help from each other. our minds will basically go bonkers if, like, if a link is not doesn't go in. And so that's the kind of the stopping point of where I'm going to log off of Wikipedia, but the Wikipedia will still be on. You see what I'm saying? Some people don't understand that the system it's still live, but the purpose of having an account is to grow the system within. And so what I've been working on, it's a little different from inside of an external tool rather than an internal tool. When you really think about it, and this is gaining us some knowledge from what is some consider an app, and what some consider a browser. In your device, when you're on the literal web, you're on the internal side, whereas on an app or a browser that's an external is the external. Yeah. So I'm gonna get confused. So what I'm gonna if I don't stop, so I'm gonna go back up. I'm gonna log out. Oh, this is so sweet. But we do need the information. We need a citation to be put in. And so those of you that are like Elder Scrolls fanatics, get in here and write some information. If you don't know how to write in Wikipedia, there's tons of information that you can learn of how to write in Wikipedia. So I'm going to log off. Do you want to log out? Submit. You are now logged out. This device may be used to browse. This is some great information. You are now logged out. This device may be used to browse and edit Wikipedia without a username. That's kind of a problem that I have, is like when it says this device, it's good to where we can browse, of course, but like editing Wikipedia without a username, that's that has its purposes, like editing Wikipedia without a username, but you have to like you have to communicate to like certain channels that you're actually editing inside of Wikipedia. Look in here on Elder Scrolls Online. Like we were there before. Same thing. So as you can see that we have the second and third, the fourth reference going down to where the gameplay section is in Wikipedia, and we need writings to be written about the gameplay. So this is some really good stuff of what references will work. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on where it says learn more, and this is going to be learning purposes for myself, to where what actual reference will go good for the chapter of Firesong in Elder Scrolls. So looking in here, this section, learn more, section issues. This section needs to be updated. The reason given is major lack of detail regarding ESO's gameplay loop. All right, so this right here for you guys, this is kind of twofold of what I'm talking about. Right here, I'm going to copy this. Because we're going to go into another place. Because I might not be able to remember how to write ESO's gameplay loop. when your mind, like when you get too many thoughts in there, you can't function totally properly. Okay, so I like Google. I do. Google. See, Google doesn't. It goes back to the letters and stuff. what has a letter in Wikipedia? Well, AOL does. Google does. Google. I like Google, so I'm gonna use Google. As much as AOL can be used. It all works. It all works. Are you on AOL? Hmm? Okay. Oh, yeah. AOL. AY. So AOL, yay! This is some news here from AOL. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let's see here. ESOs. Whoops. Look at that. Wow. So this S. So that I wrote in literally on with the caps lock, like the uppercase letters of ESO, but it went to SSO apostrophe E. ES. Wow. SSO's gameplay loop. Let's see here. Same thing. This is really good. So okay. So those of you that are looking to write some stuff in Wikipedia about the gameplay loop, this looks like this is really really some really good information. So not sure what this is. ESO.com. This is some sort of site. I'm not going to click into that site because what do we have? Mostly over on ElderScrollsOnline.com is where the discussions are in. Where's fandom? Gameplay loop. What is gameplay loop and what makes a truly great one? This is really good for Wikipedia because this might not be specifically ESO. This is just talking about gameplay loop. So this reference right here, if I click on this button, this might not be a valid reference. You see what I'm saying? As much as we might want this reference to be referenced, might not go into Wikipedia because it might not be part. This person that had wrote about gameplay loop might not be an ESO member. Like so just gonna look in here and see what this is. So What is gameplay loop and what makes a truly great one? Gameplay loops are, this is what it says here on the what's been written. Gameplay loops are a staple in video games. They're mappable areas in a game that are repeated over and over again. They contain blah 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 blah. The best games have one or two decisive moments. Blah 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 blah. As you can see, this won't be a good reference in Wikipedia for what's being presented over there in Wikipedia, because this isn't actually leading us over into ESO. As you can see, this could lead us into something totally different. This might not even lead us over into ZeniMax or Bethesda. So that's why when you look at information, you want to make sure that it's in relation to ESO. Getting the proper information into this. What about AOL? So there's not a connection. This has something to do with Wikipedia. It does. This person that has written some stuff. There's not a connection going back over to, even though you see what I'm saying, went over into AOL, but doesn't. There's no connection. And this is why it's so important. As some people might think, ElderScrollsOnline.com is a ghetto site. It's not. It's not. This is a. It's a complete connection. And so, looking over here on YouTube, YouTube's good, but when people leave the company, which I wouldn't see, I don't see why people would, but so gameplay loop. So this is what came up, but it's not showing what. It's just showing YouTube. So just re-entering that goes back in. Now that's a good question of what's being seen. When I clicked on the backspace, the back button, like going back, we didn't have anything on ElderScrollsOnline.com. It's like we had information erased from us. Reddit is a beautiful, beautiful site. There's a lot of funny writings and funny topics that are in Reddit. It's really, really funny, and a lot of learning goes in. So when we're talking about the gameplay, this looks like, just really quick. I've never been in this one. The going into Elder Scrolls Online .com, but this is going to lead us into some good information for the gameplay loop that's being written in Wikipedia. So this is has some good stuff, but some people, they don't like to see just posts. Um, there's a connection that is required, and if you don't have a connection, the connection can't be sent or received, like, totally, and a full connection. That's what I'm referring about. And so going over in from Wikipedia over in and referencing the gameplay loop, this is some good information. Um, so why is the daily gameplay loop full of artificial frustration gates? So talking about in here, in an ideal world, a cute name, Cuddly Puff. You never know. Cuddly Puff could have did the Dragon Horse. You never know. I don't know. It's in an ideal world, the gameplay loop for anybody looking to maximize daily incentivized content would consist of daily writs on up to 18 chars. I'm assuming that means characters, a short, like a short term for characters. Like, I kind of been seeing that term lately, and what chars kind of relates to what I'm thinking is it means characters. So chars, like Charizard was that in Pokemon? Charizard, but the chars are the characters. What it looks like, another word for characters. So the gameplay loop of what this person the of how they see what gameplay loop is in three forms. The daily writs on up to 18 chars. The second RND slash pledges. So RND is kind of like giving pledges um, on up to 18 chars. And the third and last one is daily battleground on up to 18 chars. So the key phrase is 18 chars. The gameplay loop is going, like, has the maximum amount of looping on 18 characters. That's truly what gameplay loop is like. What Cuddly Puff has seen in during gameplay is that no more than 18 characters can be looped. That's what I'm talking about in the gameplay loop. When, like, in the company, if you have 6 characters, for example, you've created 6 characters. The characters, they will run in what's called this leads over into the Google AI. And what I'm talking about with, like, having the characters run the gameplay loop is the characters that have been programmed in the system for the quest lines. And that involves the daily writs, the in updating the system. So this is really, really good information. in here can't be brought out all at once, just because we see it and we understand. We have to have the reference into the game, because somebody looks in there, they're like, hey, I don't like that name, or I don't actually like that person. But there's good information in here, and that can be used as a literal reference. It goes down the line of like, well, what does Cuddlypuff have? What has Cuddlypuff done? Well, at least Cuddlypuff actually wrote about what they thought about what the gameplay loop is, and so we have a reference to kind of go off of within Wikipedia. And so this is some good information, kind of what gameplay loop is considered. There's another person right here in the posts that are in here about gameplay loop. Fizzle 101 wrote my thoughts on the above. Now, number one, and as you can see, this goes in three forms of what everybody's writing on the template of what gameplay loop is. And so we're going to have always like three forms as a template to go off of. So this is kind of like sporadic information of what Fizzle actually wrote. Number one is not playing the game. It is the game playing for you. I'll stop at that. That's some really good really good stuff. So I am going to take a break and keep this on here, and I'll be back here in a little bit. This is going to get us some good information in referencing, not only for Firesong, but in the Elder Scrolls Online and Wikipedia. This is going to grow the system. Okay, back over here and talking about the Firesong quest project that's going on. Inside, going from tests over to Wikipedia, over to AOL to ElderScrollsOnline.com. In ElderScrollsOnline.com right now, how do we get back over to tests? That's a good question. How do we get back there? Well, we need a connection. And right here of what this tells me from some of the other guys is that 18 screens can literally be produced for things like in a transmission, um, from coming off of these guys, branching off of the knowledge from these guys, of what they've done and what I've done. It looks like we can't have more than 18 screens running in relation to what's being talked about in 18 chars. It's another term for 18 characters. Well, in Microsoft, what this tells me is that 18 apps, no more than 18 apps, can be run in a literal broadcast transmission, of in a deeper form of what I'm talking about. Going back and seeing the game, that the chapter in Elder Scrolls of Firesong. I can go in there into playing Firesong, but I deal with High Isle, and I go into the chapter of like the game called High Isle. The in Elder Scrolls, there's many books, and when we're looking in ESO, this is some good information, like having references. And so basically, we can't have more than 18 DLCs in a game. Basically, when it comes down to like talking like the bare brunt of like a game, that would be a lot of DLCs. Like having like 18 DLCs in a game. That's probably not going to happen. I mean, it's possible, but it's most likely not going to happen. And so, going in here into the information of what I'm talking about is getting the game onto the screen. Now, I've been working. This leads over into what was done in previous game series in Elder Scrolls, such as Morrowind, Arena, and Daggerfall. What the older folk, the older folk, they're not that old, but the older folk, what they do is they depend upon Starfield, and what I depend upon is SpaceX or Space Engine. I call it Starflight X. And so, like, it's kind of new age, or whatever you want to call it. Getting getting SpaceX onto the screen is not difficult, and that's why I'm using SpaceX for Elder Scrolls as a connection point of getting us into ESO, in the ESO games, and playing on the screen. What I'm talking about with Xbox or PlayStation, the specific system that has been created for the example console Xbox is the programming has been programmed into the device. For example, Xbox. Um, SpaceX has been programmed into the device. See what I'm saying? Just as much as I want to present Firesong onto the screen, or High Isle, the game of High Isle. I want to present the game screen. How we're going to get there is through things like SpaceX. And so what I'm talking about here in the of what the guys what they were referring about in the discussion of gameplay loop, we can't have too many tools running at the same time. It goes back to having one account cannot go into multiple things like an internal and external tool. So with this is I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna show you kind of what I'm talking about. I'm gonna get SpaceX on the screen, and this is like merely like this is merely impossible, but it's the impossible has been made possible. And so what with the screen is we want the game screen to actually work. Um, SpaceX is not completely fully running, but it runs, and this leads us to the point to where we can get the games onto the screen, and that's the purpose of getting SpaceX on the screen. You see what I'm saying? Just as much as I want an Elder Scrolls game to get on the screen, first we have to go over to SpaceX, get SpaceX on the screen, then we can work on things like Firesong getting onto the screen. We need the references, we need the information to for knowledge to be imparted. So what I'm going to do here is I'm gonna take a quick break, and then hopefully we can get some SpaceX going here for just a little bit. This is some really fun stuff, because in here on Elder Scrolls Online, we're going to shoot ourselves in the foot if we just stay in this little box, if you want to call it. We can't get out. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, we go. There are those little minute things that can get us out, but it's like the old story where the rabbit, the tortoise and the rabbit. Like the rabbit's really fast, but the rabbit like can't get out of the hole because there's no escape out of certain things. We can get into another site through elderscrollsonline.com or TESS or whatever other connection that is connected to ESO. However, there's a process, and we can't do all of these things all at once. We have to have the information that kind of gets ingrained into us. And so I'm gonna take a quick break and get right back. Try to get over to SpaceX. Starflight X, TESO. Starflight X, TESO. Starflight X, TESO. Do you copy? All right, and I'm gonna go off of the screen and gonna leave this on here. Hopefully, we have some sound. We got the game going live. It's really some sweet stuff. So we're gonna have to start learning about what gameplay loop is, to where we can get Firesong into the screen. This is some pretty sweet stuff. I'll be back in a little bit. Hopefully you enjoy. Starflight X to ESO. Starflight X to ESO. Starflight X to ESO. Real copy. As it is said in the scriptures, for as the lightning comes from the east and flashes to the west, so also will the coming of the Son of Man be. You see, like, what do you think this is? This little, yeah, nebula. I think Firesong is. So we get Gonfalon Bay and Amanos right here. How's Galen and Yeflin gonna come in? All right, I'll be right back. Sometimes takes the connection a little bit going. Some good stuff. Switching over, going trying to test, but it looks like we're going to Besta. So this is where Firesong's going, I guess. All right. So this is what looks like what's being presented. So I'm going to leave it on here. This is some good information from Vesta of what Vesta can offer right now as far as getting screen in by the anniversary edition of the 5th version of Elder Scrolls. The Skyrim Anniversary Edition bundles together Skyrim Special Edition with every piece of Creation Club content released at the time of the Anniversary Edition's launch, including additional quests, armor, and gameplay modes. Pretty sweet stuff. So, looking in here of how you can buy. This is an important part with Besta or ElderScrollsOnline.com or any other place that you can actually buy and then be able to play. That's the important part. When I was over in Google, I had purchased High Isle, and that the system got connected, and it's a connection thing, and so we want to be connected. And the new stuff in the 5th version, some pretty sweet stuff that's going on along with over in Firesong. So this is what it is. I'm just gonna keep it here for right now, and I'm gonna go off the screen. And I hope you have a great night and have learned a lot of stuff tonight.